Hey guys, hey, it's Bri here coming at you guys with another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to not feel so lonely, especially when you're living somewhere where you don't know anybody. And I happen to have a little bit of an experience in that, moving all the way from Wyoming to South Carolina. So with that said, let's get talking. Alright, so one of the very first things that I had to do when I moved to South Carolina was to get out of my comfort zone. I had to go out and I had to go and meet people. So the very first thing I did was I got onto the websites and I figured out what was going on downtown. I went to the local places, I went to local restaurants, I went to local coffee shops. I always try to find like my favorite coffee shop wherever I go. I'm not a big coffee drinker. I usually drink tea. I'm like 1 cup of coffee a day kind of a person. But I had to go find a coffee shop that I really and truly loved. Once I found this coffee shop, then you ask all the locals, hey, what's going on around town? How can I meet people? And they're gonna be the ones to know all of the local events, not the ones that are gonna bring in a bunch of tourists, but the ones that the locals go to. So those are the ones that you really want to kind of find. Once you know that stuff, then you start going to those, and you've got to get out of your comfort zone. One thing to do is to get out of your comfort zone and go downtown and meet people, or go out to a restaurant. Take yourself out to dinner and a movie. It's totally okay. There's a reason why you did this. So, but my very, very, very first thing that I do want to talk about is that sometimes the best thing we can do for ourselves is to be truly alone. So it's in that time of being alone that we really and truly are going to learn about ourselves, that we're really and truly going to figure out what it is that we want to do. We're going to find ourselves, we're going to figure out who it is that we are, all of that fun jazz. But sometimes that only happens when we are really and truly and completely alone. So in being alone, we also get rid of that loneliness. I know it sounds kind of like weird and like you're sitting there going, how is that even possible? But when you are completely and totally alone, and that's how I was, of course, when I first moved to South Carolina. And granted, I kind of was already alone when I lived in Casper. Like, I didn't have many friends and stuff like that, and I didn't go out and do much stuff. I'm not a big partier. I don't like the party scenes. Being an empath, it's really hard to be around like bars and stuff like that because I sometimes forget to even shield myself. So when I got here, however, I realized that I needed to just learn to be alone. So I took the first couple months and I was just completely alone. Like, I just painted my house and I meditated every single day, and I went on walks with Sammy, and I found a little kitten. I mean, I was like completely alone. I did artwork, I read, all of the stuff that I never did it before for myself. I always had like me days. And in doing this, I found my passion, what I wanted to do, my purpose here on earth, and B, I figured out what tribe it is that I wanted, what kind of friends I wanted, and what kind of friends I didn't want. And in doing that, now I can be like, you know, yes, you seem like a nice person, but just not like a friend that I want. You know, I'm not gonna go places where I don't want those kind of friends. You know, I'm not gonna go to a biker's rally because, you know, I don't ride bikes. So, hey, you know, that would just be ridiculous. So that was one way. But in doing this, the loneliness kind of went away. Like, I don't feel lonely as I thought I would. And that's because I learned to love myself first. That's because I learned to find myself. And then I figured it out. I'm not always alone, you know, while I have support and stuff. And use that cell phone, you know, grab your cell phone and say, hey, what's going on? You know, sometimes you need to have a day where you just talk to people and that kind of stuff. That's okay. You always need somebody to talk to. We always need people in our lives because we're human. We need that interaction. So I'm not saying completely and totally shut yourself out, don't talk to anybody, because I still have people to talk to. I still have my best friend in Wyoming that I've had for years and years and years and years. Like, clear back when we were in high school was when we first started being friends. So, I mean, I still had her, and then I still have my grandma, of course, I talk to, and some other people I talk to, family members that I talk to, what people that check in on me and that kind of stuff. But again, I took the time to be completely and totally alone. Now the next thing to do is to get out in nature. There is something about nature that really helps. When you feel like the walls are coming in on you and you feel completely and totally alone and like you have no idea which way to go, you don't know which way to turn, go outside. Just get your butt outside. I don't care what kind of weather it is outside. I love walking when it's raining. I love rain. Rain's one of my favorite weathers. So get your butt outside. You know, go and put your feet in the ground and just ground yourself. Just get comfortable with being with yourself. And that also means with going outside by yourself. Get comfortable in doing that. Get completely and totally uncomfortable, because it's at those moments that people are gonna start coming into our lives. When we're not looking for people, when we're not going out going, oh, I wanna meet a friend, oh, I wanna meet my soulmate, oh, I'm gonna do this. When we go out and we're not actually looking for these people, that's when those people come into our lives. So when I would take myself out for a drink or something like that, that's when I would meet somebody who can be a great friend. That's when I would meet people who can come into my life and be friends, you know. But again, I also knew that I wanted a certain, like, my tribe, which kind of people I want to hang out with. Well, obviously people who have the same interests as me, people who aren't going to sit there and like completely 100% judge me. I'm always going to get judged. We're human, right? It happens. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But sometimes the loneliest I would feel is in a group or a room full of people. I remember one time when I was in Casper, Wyoming, and I went out to the bar with one of my friends, and I was sitting there and I felt so alone. And I mean, I was surrounded by a whole bunch of people, but it was the most alone I had ever felt my entire life, and I couldn't figure it out. Well, it was because I never truly had been alone by myself before. Now I can go out and I can be like, I don't feel completely fine. Like, I don't feel completely alone. I feel completely and totally fine. But again, I had to find self-love. I had to find love in myself. I know that sounds completely and totally weird. But so first of all, you need to find yourself. You need to learn to love yourself. You need to spend time completely and totally alone. It's okay to spend time completely and totally alone. There's nothing wrong with that. In that time that you are alone, you're gonna find yourself. You're gonna figure out what it is that you wanna do. You're gonna figure out the kind of person that you wanna be. You're gonna figure out the kind of person that you wanna be with. You're gonna figure out what kind of tribe you're gonna wanna fit in, or the tribe that you wanna be with. That's what you're gonna figure out when you're alone. Next, go out. Get your butt out there. Get out into nature. Just go and do stuff by yourself. Take yourself out to dinner. Take yourself to a movie. Take yourself to the bar. Buy yourself a drink. Show people that you are completely and totally okay with being independent and on your own, and those people are gonna start to come to you. Don't go out there saying, oh, I want these people in my lives, and you've got like this tight grip on them. No, go out there and just be yourself, and those people are gonna come to you. The universe is gonna start sending those people to you, because the universe is like, okay, you have finally figured out what it means to be alone. I'm so proud of you. And you're also going out and you're doing stuff and you're interacting with the community and all of that fun jazz. So here's some people for your tribe. Here are the kind of people that need to be in your tribe. Here's your soulmate. Here's your best friend. Here's another friend. Here. Here's maybe these people that you're supposed to help. And remember this, not everybody is supposed to stay in our lives our entire lives. Some people are supposed to come and go. Some people are supposed to be here for maybe a minute to help us with something. Some people are supposed to be here for maybe a month. Some people are supposed to only be here for a year. It just depends, but not everybody is supposed to be in our lives our entire lives. So if they leave, let them leave. It's okay, because it's when we hold on to them that loneliness is gonna come back. That feeling of abandonment and loneliness and all of that stuff is gonna come back because we're holding on to them too tightly. I know this very well because I have a certain friend I don't wanna let go of, but I feel like she's already been pushing me away for quite some time. And so maybe it's my turn to start to let her go. Maybe it's what's best for our lives. While I don't want it, and I'm of course a little upset and sad about it, maybe it's what we have to do, you know, because she needs to find her tribe and I need to find my tribe. But that's okay, we've got to do that. So, also finding hobbies. Find hobbies that you like to do. Find something you like to do. If it's reading, join a book club. If it's painting, go and find some art exhibit and go and look at art. If it's walking or running or exercise, join a gym. If it's, you know, kayaking or hiking, find activities around town that you can do that. Go find kayaking that you can do. Go find a hiking gym that you can go to. Find those kind of things that you are into and go do that stuff. And again, that's when your tribe is gonna show up. That's when the people are gonna show up that are supposed to be in your life. So if you like spiritual things, go and find spiritual groups. Go and find people just like you. Go to those events where the spiritual things are happening, where there's crystals and readings and all of that jazz. Go to that stuff. If you like going to church, then find your church, because that's where your people are gonna be. If you like to build things, if you like to do stuff, find a Habitat for Humanity. You know, find those kind of things. And again, when you find like a Habitat for Humanity, you're giving back to the community. You're doing something for the community also. And that's going to start sending people in your tribe to you a whole lot faster also. So that's gonna help you 10 times over. So finding things that are your hobby, getting out there, getting out of your comfort zone, those are gonna keep the loneliness away. That's gonna keep you from being completely and totally alone. But again, sometimes we've got to be completely and totally alone first to learn who we truly need to be. And then from there, we can start to move forward. So remember this, you're not always completely alone. It's okay for you to be alone in this moment. It's okay if you're somewhere new. If you moved like I did, clear across the country, and you're like, oh my God, what the heck did I just do? What did I just do? And you're freaking out, that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to freak out. But come back, don't stay there. Come back and remind yourself why you did it. Why did I move to South Carolina? Because I want to help people, because I needed to get out of my comfort zone, because I know there are people down here that I need to help and that I am going to help. And I also know that my tribe is down here, that my people are down here, and I'm going to find them eventually one day. It's just, again, I had to step out of my comfort zone. I had to step out of my comfort zone, and I had to find myself in all of that. So I really hope that these help. I don't know why the camera all of a sudden is going completely and totally dark on us, but apparently even with the extra lighting and stuff, it's just not working in here today. But with that said, I hope that this helps. I hope that you guys don't always feel lonely, and I hope that you find your tribe. I hope that you find your soulmate. I hope that you find your happiness and what your purpose and your goals here on earth are. And again, don't feel lonely, because you're never truly alone. And with that said, because the camera keeps getting darker and I have no clue what's freaking going on, I'm gonna get to going. So with that said, I love you guys. Bye.